Hello, it's Friday, the 21st of November, and what a week it has been. I wanted to talk about sentiment in crypto markets because for me, sentiment is a really important technical indicator. I know, we talk about price and support and resistance and liquidity, but market sentiment also is a really good trade trigger for me because the way I used to do it, anybody who's ever been an FX trader or a commodity trader knows that when sentiment turns, you can often see really good local bottoms or swing lows. If we look at the fear and greed, this index here on the alternative me one, you can see that yesterday we hit extreme fear at 11. And if we look at that same index today, you can see that we have ticked off the low to 14, extreme fear, but not the extreme fear of yesterday at 11. And for me, that's usually a little bit of maybe a bullish signal. And let's talk about why. When I was trading FX, I used to look at the daily sentiment indicator from tradefeatures.com. I used to subscribe to it, and it has a pretty nice number between 0 and 100. And you would see in all of the markets, when you hit extreme lows, you would look for that low and for it to just start ticking up again. And this was each day. This is an old example. This is the website of where it comes from, because that little tick off the lows or the highs often would be a reversal signal. In commodities, a lot of commodity traders use the commitment of traders reports, which come out weekly, and that same thing we kind of see pretty interesting. First sign of sentiment changing usually is in one of these signs. If we look at the CMC Fear and Greed Index, you can see we're still at 11. This one is a little bit delayed, whereas the alternative me one is pretty good on a daily basis. And you can see sometimes, we come back and we retest those, not necessarily in price. And sometimes that tick off the low just means that potentially we're starting a bottom pattern. It doesn't mean that it's not going to get retested, or that we've necessarily stopped going down, but it is a good signal for me when the sentiment starts to ease to be looking for a bottoming pattern. And for me, that's something usually like a little bit of a flip in low time frame moving averages and a decent level to have a go against. And that's kind of where we are as we head into the weekend. We are at sentiment extremes. We are potentially seeing a little bit of a tick off the lows, and potentially we could see a bounce from here that could turn into a little bit of a bigger swing. I think from now until year end, just because of the way this year has been, that we're looking at swings. We're not looking to fill your bag an investment and don't look at it again for 4 years. We need to be a little bit more of active traders as we head into year end. But for me, there's just that little bit of easing off the low may signal that we are potentially looking for a nice local low and a bounce here.